Okay. Oh, thank you, Norbert. That's great.
Norberto.
I know.
All right, enough about, sorry.
I was using the green room for the whole thing. But,
all right, so Matt, let's talk about him for a second.
Well, as we should.
That guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's an anniversary with his wife, who's not here tonight.
She's not here.
She's at home with the kid.
But clearly, without question, is watching the live stream.
He loves you. Yeah, let's hear it for, yeah. He couldn't do a rap, but I could try one because he raps.
I'm tempted to bring him out here to have a rap off, but if you want to, get in the box, Jared.
Dang it, I can't rap inside the box. Okay, I was just gonna do a little rap for Matt's wife, Chris. He doesn't mean to diss, but he's on stage doing this. When he gets home, he's gonna buy you some crisps. In England, that's potato chips. He might even kiss you on the lips. Boom. Yeah.
Dope, Jared.
Yeah. That just happened.
You're so, yep, all right.
I know.
Sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Jared's wife watching live.
My kids, but the whole family just slowly closed the laptop. Like, they caught my kids with porn, and they're like, oh, okay, we're going to talk about this later.
I will say this. Matt was like, I'm going last. I can't have any beer. I'm like, don't let that stop you, Matt.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, because then I'm going to get in my head. So believe it or not, we have reached our final speaker of the night.
Thank you for coming. Thank you.
And he's sober. So, yeah, for now. Yeah.
All right, Ignite 30, your final speaker here at the Oriental Theater, Matt INGWALSON.
Like everybody in advertising, I work in an open office. There's like brick walls, exposed ceilings. At first it was so cool. But after a while, cool wears off, and I started to notice things. Like how many people came in late every day. How hard it was to find teams they were always working off-site. And how many people burned vacation days because they were sick. And so I started digging. Turns out, this is not unique to advertising. This is an epidemic. Today, 70% of American businesses are in open offices, and across all of them, there is one consensus. The open office is physically killing us. You work in an open office, that's great. You are 62% more likely to get sick, and you're twice as likely to call in sick. Of course, if your employees are calling in sick, it might be a sign they're planning to go do some actual work. Because in open offices, employees are 31% more likely to say they have to leave the office to do their jobs. I'm going to say that again. A third of our workforce finds it impossible to work at work. And for that reason, the modern open office is a productivity nightmare. If you switch today, productivity in your company drops by about 15%. Now, none of this is like new news. It's kind of common knowledge, right? The open office is sucking out our souls. We've all made this terrible error, etc. I have this idea, though. I have this idea that it's not. I have this idea that the real problem is us. Because we changed where we work, but we never changed how. To explain what I mean, I'm going to take you to some of the most productive open offices in history. We're going to start at a place called The Factory. This was Andy Warhol's studio in Midtown Manhattan. There was tinfoil on the walls. There was silver balloons hanging from the rafters. 31,000 square feet of open space and hundreds of products that quite literally defined pop culture in just a couple years. But the interesting part is that the factory was simultaneously home to Warhol, 60 filmmakers, and to Bob Dylan, Lou Reed, Mick Jagger, Salvador Dali, Truman Capote, Allen Ginsberg, all these people producing in one open environment. Here's another one. This is the Villa Diodati on the shore of Lake Geneva, which for one magic summer in 1816 housed Lord Byron, Percy Bysshe Shelley, and Mary Shelley, all sitting in the same drawing room, at the same table, writing scary stories at the same time. And this is me, visiting Shakespeare and Company, common hangout of James Joyce, Ezra Pound, Gertrude Stein, Mina Loy. These are the most productive creative environments in history, and they were all open. And you know what? No one ever called in sick to these spaces. No one ever said, I got to go home to get my work done. So the question I want to ask tonight is, what did they do that we don't?
Besides the drugs.
All right. First, they focused on volume, not on attendance, and sometimes not even on quality. The rules were kind of simple. You come and you go as you please, but if you stop producing, you're gone. Or as Lord Byron said, no one's leaving this room until everyone's finished a scary story. Second, they focused not on collaboration, but on co-opetition, a cooperative competition. Can you imagine the pressure if you're like Mick Jagger and you're working on a song, and sitting right here is Bob Dylan working on a song? And finally, all these places have a shared mission. Okay, Lord Byron gave everyone one mission: go write a scary story. That mission was so clear that even one of their buddies, not a writer, totally reinvented the course of vampire fiction. Today, if you doubt the power of the open office, you remember these characters, because without that night in 1816, none of them would exist. So I got to wrap this up. These are the questions I'm struggling with, and these are the questions all businesses, all workers, all managers have to struggle with. First, can we rethink our standards? Find ways to judge employees not by attendance, not by adherence to arbitrary office policies, but by the quantity and consistency of their output. Second, modern open offices are just obsessed with collaboration. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe we should be obsessed with competition, finding ways for employees to see each other's work. Let it inspire them, let it push them to push themselves a little bit harder. And finally, have we done the hard work and articulated a mission? A common North Star that absolutely everyone in that open office understands and agrees to be judged by. Look, open offices are here to stay. There's nothing I can do about it. And despite what science tells you, great things can happen in them. But to make them happen, we have to stop thinking of them as an office and start thinking of them as a factory. Thank you.
Matt Ingwalson, thank you, sir. Ignite Denver 30 has completed. Right? What's the word?